Your dreams do not have deadlines, and your potential does not expire. No matter how many setbacks you've faced, every new day is another chance to try again, to rise stronger, and to get closer to the life you envision. Success is not about speed, but about direction. Even if you move slowly, as long as you do not stop, you will eventually reach the summit that once seemed unreachable. There will be days when you question your journey, when the obstacles feel too heavy to bear, but it's in those moments that you must remember why you started and believe in the strength that got you this far. Growth begins the moment you decide to stop making excuses and start making changes, no matter how small. Each step forward, no matter how difficult, shapes a stronger, wiser version of you. You were not born to live in fear or doubt. You were born to rise, to lead, to grow through every hardship and emerge on the other side with a story that inspires others. You don't need permission to start over. The past does not define you. What matters most is what you choose to do with the time you have left. Life will test you, break you, and push you to your limits. But in every challenge lies the seed of transformation, a chance to rebuild stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever before. When the world tells you it's impossible, let your heart whisper, "Watch me." Your belief in yourself is more powerful than any doubt cast upon your dreams. Even if no one sees your progress, even if the world overlooks your effort, keep going. The most meaningful victories are often the ones earned in silence and solitude. You don't have to have it all figured out to take the first step. Start with what you have, do what you can, and trust that clarity will come with action. Discomfort is the birthplace of change. If it feels hard, if it feels unfamiliar, that's because you're growing. Don't retreat, rise into it. Life doesn't always give you what you want, but it gives you what you need to become the person you're meant to be. Trust the process, even when it's painful. The storm doesn't last forever. The darkness will pass. And when it does, you will look back and see that you were the light that carried you through. You are not behind. You are not late. You are exactly where you need to be to learn what you need to know to go where you are destined to go. Let go of the need for validation. Your worth isn't measured by applause or attention, it's defined by the quiet, powerful resilience you show when no one is watching. You don't have to be perfect to be powerful. You don't have to be fearless to move forward. Courage is born in your decision to keep trying, even when you're afraid. If the path before you looks clear, it may not be your path. The journey that transforms you is the one filled with uncertainty, struggle, and wild beauty. Every time you refuse to quit, you send a message to the universe that you are unstoppable. That message echoes in the outcome of your life. You are the author of your life. Don't hand the pen to someone who doesn't know your story. Rewrite the narrative, and make it one worth remembering. Your pain has a purpose. Your tears have meaning. Nothing you've endured will be wasted, it all shapes the masterpiece that is becoming you. Progress is messy. Healing is not linear. Strength is forged in the fire of failure, not in the ease of success. Keep walking your imperfect path with pride. If you want a new outcome, you must create new habits. The life you want is hidden behind the actions you're avoiding. Start where you are, and stay consistent. Sometimes you have to stand alone to prove that you are capable of standing at all. Your solitude is not weakness, it's the foundation of your power. Don't let temporary circumstances convince you that you're not destined for something greater. Keep your vision high, even when your reality feels low. You're not chasing dreams, you're building them, piece by piece, with discipline, grit, and an unwavering belief that your future is worth the fight. Rest if you must, but never quit. Pause, gather your breath, and then rise with renewed strength. You are not finished yet. The path of greatness is often lonely, misunderstood, and filled with doubts. But the fire within you will light the way if you trust it enough to follow. You're not just here to survive, you're here to thrive. To shine. To shake the ground with your presence and change lives with your passion. Never forget how far you've come. The battles you've won, the pain you've endured, the strength you've built, all of it prepared you for what's next. Don't measure your life by what you haven't done. Measure it by how many times you rose after falling and how many people you inspired along the way. Real change begins with small, consistent steps taken with purpose. Momentum builds not from leaps, but from unwavering dedication to growth. You can either keep waiting for the perfect time, or you can realize that now is the only time you have, and your life is waiting for you to claim it. The person you admire most was once a beginner, doubting themselves too. What made them great was not perfection, but relentless persistence. Happiness is not a place you arrive at, it's a mindset you choose every day, especially when life tries to convince you otherwise. You don't need everything to be perfect to begin. You just need the courage to start, the resilience to keep going, and the faith to believe it will matter. Some doors close because your path is meant to go higher. Don't mourn the past, prepare for the blessing that couldn't reach you where you were. Your power lies not in how loud you are, but in how deeply you believe in yourself when the world grows quiet and doubt tries to creep in. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is keep showing up, even when everything inside you wants to disappear. That is strength beyond measure. The life you want doesn't demand you to become someone else. It asks you to become the most unapologetic version of who you already are. You may not see it now, but every challenge you face is carving you into someone who can handle the life you're dreaming of. Don't fear starting over. It's a chance to rebuild what you truly want with the wisdom you didn't have before. Begin again with boldness. Your dreams are not too big. They scare you because they were meant to grow you into someone who could carry them with pride. Pain shapes purpose. Scars tell stories. And every broken piece you've collected is part of a masterpiece being formed by your persistence. If they doubt you, let them. If they walk away, release them. Your energy is too valuable to spend on convincing people who cannot see your light. You were made for more than the ordinary. You were built for mountains, not comfort zones. Keep climbing, no matter how steep the path becomes. Forgive yourself for the times you settled. You didn't know your worth then. But now that you do, raise your standards and never look back. No one can want it for you more than you want it for yourself. Dig deep. Refocus. And run with the fire that only you can ignite. What if the storm you're in isn't meant to break you, but to wash away what you've outgrown so you can step into something greater? Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Take the moment you have and make it perfect by showing up with heart, hunger, and hope. You don't just survive hard seasons, you outgrow them. And when you emerge, you carry the wisdom, the fire, and the unshakable courage that can't be taught, only earned. There will be moments in life where everything feels like it's falling apart, your plans crumble, your energy fades, and doubt creeps into your every thought. But these are not signs of failure, they are signs that you are in transition. Growth is uncomfortable, messy, and often painful. It doesn't look like winning, it looks like falling and getting back up. If you can learn to trust yourself in these seasons, to stand back up after every fall and move forward with your heart intact, you will become unstoppable. Success is not about never stumbling, it's about rising faster than you fall. Keep showing up. Keep learning. Keep evolving. Every setback is carving a stronger, wiser version of you. One day, you will look back and realize the storm you thought would break you actually became the wind that carried you higher. You are not defined by the moments of weakness, the days you cried alone, or the mistakes you made when you didn't know better. You are defined by how you rise. How you continue to move, even with a heavy heart and tired soul. True strength isn't loud, it doesn't need applause or recognition. It lives in quiet perseverance, in waking up each morning and deciding to try again, even when yesterday drained you. It's in the refusal to give up on yourself, in believing you still have something valuable to offer this world, even when others don't see it. Your journey is uniquely yours. Walk it with grace. Speak to yourself with love. You are allowed to start over, to change paths, to outgrow who you used to be. Growth is not always visible, but your transformation is already in motion. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because it may never come. The stars won't always align, the fear may never fully vanish, and doubt may sit beside you even as you take your first step. But go anyway. Do the thing that scares you. Begin, not because you're ready, but because you're determined. The most powerful people in the world didn't wait to feel fearless. They just acted in spite of fear. And so can you. The life you desire isn't on the other side of perfect conditions, it's on the other side of consistent, bold action. Every time you choose courage over comfort, you grow. Every time you move forward without certainty, you gain strength. Life rewards those who dare. Take the chance. Bet on yourself. Because regret from never trying will always be heavier than the fear of failure. Your current situation is not your final destination. No matter how deep in the struggle you are never stuck. Life can shift in an instant, not always because of external changes, but because of an inner decision, the decision to rise, to fight, to believe in a better tomorrow. Every small step you take now creates momentum. Don't dismiss the quiet victories, getting out of bed when your heart is heavy, choosing to be kind when you feel broken, or showing up when you feel invisible. These are the wins that shape character. You may not see immediate results, but every effort matters. Keep going. The challenges you face today are preparing you for strength, wisdom, and resilience you'll need for what's next. The darkest night always comes before the brightest dawn. Hold on. You're closer than you think. You will outgrow people, places, versions of yourself, and that's okay. Growth is not betrayal, it's evolution. The more you discover who you are, the less you'll tolerate what doesn't align with your peace. And that means letting go, not in bitterness, but in love. Love for yourself. Love for your journey. You are allowed to want more, to need space, to crave solitude. Your path may look different than others, and you might walk it alone sometimes. But your authenticity is your compass. Follow it. Don't shrink to fit into places you've already outgrown. Don't apologize for your ambition, your standards, your vision. The world needs your light, not a dimmed version of it. Be bold enough to shine, even when others flinch. You don't owe anyone comfort at the expense of your becoming. Keep evolving loudly and unapologetically. When the weight of doubt presses down on your shoulders, rise anyway, for the strength you seek is born the moment you refuse to surrender. The journey to greatness is not paved with ease but with the relentless decision to keep walking even when every step feels like a battle. Your future isn't defined by where you started but by the fire you feed every day through effort, belief, and persistence. You may be tired, you may be broken, but you are not finished. The story still has chapters waiting to be written by your hands. Don't wait for the world to recognize your worth. Walk as if the crown is already on your head, and the world will eventually catch up. What separates the ordinary from the extraordinary is not talent but the choice to rise again every single time you fall. The pain you feel today is not punishment, it's preparation for the strength you'll need tomorrow. Greatness does not come from comfort. It is earned in discomfort, in struggle, in silence, and in determination that refuses to die. You were not born to merely exist, you were created to rise, to shine, to transform every obstacle into an opportunity. You can either be defined by the scars of your past or shaped by the courage you bring to your future. Even if the path isn't clear, take the next step. Momentum is born in action, not perfection. You don't need more time. You need more focus, more consistency, and more belief in what you're capable of achieving. When your desire to win becomes greater than your fear of failure, no force can stop you from becoming who you were meant to be. The world owes you nothing, but you owe yourself everything: the effort, the hustle, and the unwavering commitment to your vision. You are not your mistakes, you are the lessons learned, the growth gained, and the strength earned from overcoming them. One powerful decision made in faith can undo years of fear and realign your life with purpose. The person you admire is not better than you, they just refused to quit when it got hard. There will be days you want to give up. Don't. Because every breakthrough begins with a moment when quitting seemed easier. Don't shrink to make others comfortable. You were meant to expand, to rise, and to lead by example. Your success isn't waiting somewhere far off, it's being built every single day you show up and do the work. You don't grow when things are easy. You grow when you choose to push through when it's hard and keep going anyway. Strength is not always loud. Sometimes it's the quiet whisper inside that says, "I will try again tomorrow." Be the kind of person who builds when others destroy, who rises when others fall, and who believes when others doubt. You cannot change your past, but you can rewrite your future by changing what you do today. The road to your goals may be lonely, but don't let that stop you. Solitude is often where the strongest foundations are built. Discipline will take you places motivation can't reach. Fall in love with consistency and everything will change. Life will not hand you what you want, it will test you until you become strong enough to claim it. The difference between staying stuck and moving forward is often one decision made in courage instead of fear. Every time you choose growth over comfort, you become more of who you were born to be. Your power lies not in what you've been through, but in how you've chosen to rise above it. Don't aim to impress others. Aim to become the person you respect when no one else is watching. Success isn't built in big moments, it's built in the quiet mornings, the lonely nights, and the countless times you refuse to quit. There is no elevator to success. You have to climb the stairs, one disciplined step at a time. The life you dream of is possible. Not because it's easy, but because you are capable of enduring the hard parts. Don't chase approval. Chase purpose. Approval fades, but purpose builds legacies. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to be brave enough to take the first step. The struggle you're facing now will soon be the strength you use to lift others higher. If you knew what your persistence was building, you'd never think of quitting again. You were not given this dream to tease you, you were given it because you have the capacity to bring it to life. Every second you doubt yourself is a second you're stealing from your own greatness. Believe and act. Don't allow fear to write your future. Let courage be the author of every chapter you live. Your mindset is the steering wheel of your destiny. Shift it, and everything begins to change. You don't need to be loud to be powerful. Be consistent, be resilient, and let results make the noise. You can't heal in the same environment that broke you. Sometimes growth requires separation and silence. When nothing around you feels certain, let your commitment to your vision become your anchor. Don't count the days until success, make the days count by how deeply you show up for your goals. Be brave enough to walk alone, strong enough to endure, and wise enough to know that your time will come. The world will try to define you. Push back. You are not what they say, you are what you choose to become. Dream big. Work silently. Let your rise be the loudest part of your story. One day, the pain will make sense, the struggle will be worth it, and you'll realize the fire within was never meant to be tamed. Success is not the result of spontaneous combustion. You must set yourself on fire with vision, persistence, and unwavering belief, even when the world offers silence in return. You were not born to live a life of quiet regret but to rise each day with the courage to rewrite your story, no matter how many pages have already been written. Fear will whisper that you're not enough, but it's your choice to let the fire in your soul speak louder with action, discipline, and relentless belief in your worth. The path may be steep and the road long, but each step forward, no matter how small, is a triumph over the weight of doubt. Greatness isn't found in comfort, it's carved out in silence, in sacrifice, and in the hours when no one is watching and no one is cheering. Let the storms come, for they only serve to reveal how deeply your roots have grown in the soil of perseverance. You cannot soar by standing still. The sky waits for no one. Spread your wings, even if they tremble, and trust the wind. The world doesn't hand you the life you want, it tests you to see how badly you want it and how far you're willing to go to create it. Do not confuse failure with finality. What broke you yesterday can be the reason you rise stronger today. If you don't build your dream, you'll spend your life building someone else's. Your time is the currency of your future, spend it wisely. You don't need permission to become who you're meant to be. The door is already open, walk through it with purpose. There is no map to greatness, only a compass called purpose, and the courage to keep going when the path disappears beneath your feet. The most powerful changes begin the moment you decide you are done shrinking to fit into places you've outgrown. A vision without action is only a wish. But action, even imperfect, begins the transformation of dreams into legacy. You were not created to be ordinary. Your soul was designed to ignite change and leave echoes of courage in every step you take. The mountain ahead may look impossible, but so did every obstacle you've already conquered. Look back only to remind yourself how far you've come. They may doubt your journey, but your results will eventually silence every voice that once said you couldn't. Strength is not always loud. Sometimes it's the quiet decision to rise again, to try again, and to love again, even when it's hard. Don't let temporary pain blind you to permanent purpose. Growth is often disguised as struggle. Some days you'll feel like giving up. That's when you remember why you started and keep going like your life depends on it, because it does. No dream is too big if your hunger for it is deep enough and your discipline is sharp enough to match it. Your story isn't over. You hold the pen. Every setback is just a comma, not a period. You can't control the wind, but you can adjust your sails. And sometimes, that's all it takes to change your destination. Greatness isn't measured by how high you climb but by how many times you rise after falling. You will never discover your true power until you face something that demands every ounce of it. Stop waiting for the perfect time. Start now, exactly as you are. With what you have, momentum will find you moving. There's a fire inside you waiting to be unleashed. Stop doubting your spark and start feeding the flame. In a world full of noise, dare to move in silence and let your success make the loudest sound. You are more than the sum of your mistakes. You are every lesson, every comeback, and every step forward you've taken since. It's not about being the best. It's about being better than you were yesterday, every single day. Even when no one claps for you, keep showing up. Your discipline is worth more than applause. Every sunrise brings a new chance to chase what sets your soul on fire. Don't waste it. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the choice to keep walking through the fire with your head held high. Don't be afraid to outgrow people, habits, or places that are not aligned with where you're going. If you want something you've never had, you must be willing to do something you've never done. You weren't made to blend in. You were born to stand out and lead with light, even when the world feels dark. Let your scars remind you not of the pain, but of the strength it took to heal and keep moving forward. You can either live with excuses or evolve with discipline. The choice is yours every day. You don't need more time. You need more focus. 1 hour of clarity can outwork 10 hours of distraction. Every legend was once a beginner who refused to quit. Keep going. You're closer than you think. Your potential is limitless, but it will stay hidden until you dare to believe in it enough to act. Stop fearing failure. Fear being in the same place next year, with the same regrets. Be bold in your pursuit. The dream was placed in your heart for a reason. Trust that reason more than your fears. You're not falling behind. You're being prepared. Trust the process and honor your timing. Don't let comfort rob you of greatness. Growth begins the moment you step outside of what's easy. The universe responds not to who you wish to be but to who you choose to become through action. You don't have to see the whole staircase, just take the first step, and let your faith build the rest. The road may be lonely, but it's yours. Own every mile, every mistake, and every victory along the way. You don't need everything to be perfect, you just need the will to begin and the discipline to keep going. Your life is your message to the world. Make sure it speaks of strength, love, and the courage to rise. Your life will begin to transform the moment you stop waiting for someone else to give you permission to be great and start giving that permission to yourself. Every hardship you've faced, every tear you've cried, and every obstacle you've overcome has prepared you for the strength you're just now beginning to discover. You weren't meant to stay stuck in survival mode. You were created to thrive, to grow, and to rise boldly into a life of purpose and passion. Life doesn't hand you the perfect moment. It gives you the chance to create one with the courage to begin, the strength to continue, and the faith to believe it's possible. No matter how slow you go, every step forward is still progress. The only way you truly fail is if you stop moving altogether. There's no shortcut to becoming the person you were meant to be, only consistent effort, honest reflection, and the willingness to change. The difference between where you are and where you want to be is found in the choices you make every single day. Your value does not decrease based on someone's inability to see your worth. Stay true to your path and keep building. You don't need to have it all figured out. You only need to be brave enough to keep going despite the uncertainty. Let go of the fear that's holding you back. You were not made to live a life of hesitation. You were born to create, to lead, and to impact. Everything changes when you decide that your dreams are more important than your fears. You have the power to rewrite your story, to leave behind what no longer serves you, and to become someone you're proud of. No storm lasts forever. Even in your darkest hour, the light within you has the power to guide you home. You are not defined by what broke you, but by how beautifully you rise from it. Real growth begins when you stop running from discomfort and start walking through it with determination. Believe in your ability to learn, adapt, and overcome. That belief will carry you through any storm. Success doesn't always come from a giant leap. Sometimes it's built quietly, one steady step at a time. Don't wait until you feel ready. Start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. The world will try to mold you into something safe. Be bold enough to become something extraordinary instead. When you stop chasing approval and start chasing purpose, everything changes. Nothing about you is accidental. You have gifts, stories, and strength that the world needs. True success is not about what you gain, it's about who you become in the process. Your current circumstances don't define you. What you choose to do with them does. Keep going, even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. That's when growth is happening. Every setback is a setup for a comeback, if you're willing to see the lesson and rise again. You're not behind in life. You're on a path uniquely designed for you. Honor your pace. Some of your greatest breakthroughs will come after moments when giving up felt like the easiest option. No dream is too big if your discipline and belief are bigger. Sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is choose to begin again. When the world is loud with doubt, let your actions speak your truth. You won't always feel strong, but you can always choose to act with strength. Your dreams don't require perfection, they require persistence and faith. Progress isn't always visible, but every moment of effort matters more than you know. You weren't meant to just get by, you were meant to light up the world with who you are. Comparison is the thief of joy. Focus on your own growth and let that be enough. You already have what it takes, now it's time to trust yourself enough to use it. Success is built in silence, in discipline, and in the decision to never stop showing up. You will never regret investing in your growth, your mindset, and your future. Don't let the noise of the world drown out the wisdom of your inner voice. One day, your struggles will become someone else's inspiration. Keep going. Even in moments of doubt, you are still moving forward. Don't underestimate the power of small steps. Stop playing small to fit in. You were meant to lead, to shine, and to break barriers. You don't need a perfect plan, just a decision that today, you will not quit. Clarity comes through action. Move forward and the path will begin to unfold. Everything you need to begin again is already within you. Just breathe and take the first step. Your healing is not a weakness, it is a quiet act of power and transformation. You weren't meant to carry the past forever. Let go and rise into what's ahead. The life you want is waiting on the other side of the work you're afraid to begin. Don't allow fear to sit in the driver's seat. Your courage is more than capable of leading. Every new day is another opportunity to choose progress over perf.